Hello friends, welcome to Input Output Campus. So today in this video we'll discuss about Accenture coding question, and this question is a mathematical type question and this question is easy type question. Okay, but the main thing is that you have to know how to calculate the output using the given inputs. Okay, so if you understand the concept, then this will be very easy to you to write the code. If you are preparing for the Accenture exams and that's why you are watching this series, then that's good, and you have to practice these types of question more and more times because this same question repeats in the other companies. So you have to prepare all the question very well, not only for Accenture but also for the other competitive exam and other companies also. So that's why I am telling you that prepare the coding in such a way that you can apply the concept in the other coding question also. So today we'll discuss about a mathematical type question, and here in the screen you can see that this is the question, and please read the question at least one time, and after that I will explain you the question in a very simple manner. See friends, you are given inputs array and you have to show an output. So the input is the price of the shares, that is 2, 30, 15, 10, 8, 25 and 18. So these are the price of the shares, and n equals to 7. That means number of elements in the array is 7. So 7 elements are there in the array. So your output will be 100. So how your output will be 100? So that's the main thing. So if you can calculate 100 using this input, then this will be very easy to you to write the code. So first we'll discuss how to calculate this output. So see here friends, so this is the price of share. Suppose you are going to a market and want to buy a product. So you want to buy the product in a minimum price. So that's the tendency. And if you want to sell something, then you want to sell it in the more price, that is the maximum price, because you want to make profit from that product. Okay, so that's the basic things, that we want to buy a product in a minimum price and want to sell it in a maximum price. Okay, so here the concept is same, that is these are the share of the price, that is the first one is 2 and the second is 30 and so on. So if you buy this price, then you want to buy it in a minimum price, and you want to sell this, then you want to sell this in the maximum price. Okay, so that's the concept. So here buy one, sell one, buy two and sell two. So buy one is minimum and sell one is maximum, that is we want to sell the product in the maximum price, and buy two is minimum. So if we buy the product again, then we want to buy it in the minimum price and we want to sell it in maximum price. Okay, suppose buy one, sell one, buy two and sell two. So these four are the integers, and we want to initialize this buy one, sell one, buy two and sell two by this first element, that is the first price. Okay, so our buy one is 2 and sell one is 2 and buy two is 2 and sell 2 is 2. So we initialize this 4 by these 2. Okay, that is the first element. Now you can see this is the array of 7 elements. So now we'll iterate this array from 0 to 6. Okay, that is from 0 to n minus 1, and we'll calculate this buy 1, sell 1, buy 2 and sell 2 using this formula, that is buy 1, sell 1, buy 2 and sell 2. So let's dry run this and check if we get this output 100 or not. Okay, so we have initialized buy 1, sell 1, buy 2 and sell 2 by 2. So these 4 are 2. Okay, so now we'll check for I equals to 0. Okay, so for I equals to 0, first we'll calculate buy 1. So buy 1 will be minimum of buy 1 and a of I. A of I means a of 0. So a of 0 is 2 and buy 1 is 2. Why buy 1 is 2? Because we have initialized the buy 1 2. So 2 and a of I, 2 and 2. So which is minimum? 2 is minimum. So these two are equal and 2 will be minimum. So in the buy 1, here will be 2. Now we calculate the sell 1. So how we will calculate the sell 1? We will calculate the sell 1 using this formula, and the sell 1 will be maximum, and we will choose the maximum in the cell 1. So the previous cell 1, that is our initial cell 1, was 2 and ai minus by 1. So ai, that is a of 0, so a of 0 minus by 1. So here you can see a of 0 equals to 2, so 2 minus by 1, that is 2 minus 2, which is 0. So our initial cell 1 was 2 and this 2 minus 2, which is 0. So which is maximum, 2 or 0? Which is maximum? 2 is maximum. So in this cell 1 we will write 2 here. Okay. Next we will calculate the by 2. So by 2 will be minimum. So minimum of what? Minimum of by 2 and a of I minus cell 1. So a of I equals to 2 minus cell 1. Okay. So our initial by 2 was 2 and this a of I minus cell 1, that is 2 minus 2, that is 0. So which is minimum? 0 is minimum. Okay. So here will be 0. Similarly for cell 2, we'll check the maximum. So maximum among this cell 2 and a of I minus by 2. So our initial cell 2 was 2 and a of I minus by 2. So a of I equals to 2, 2 minus 0, that is 2. So which is maximum? So 2 is maximum, so here will be 2. Okay. So we have calculated by 1, cell 1, by 2 and cell 2. For I equals to 0, that is for the first element, we have calculated by 1, cell 1, by 2 and cell 2. Now we will increase the I value, that is I equals to 1. Okay. So we will go to this next element, that is 30. Now we will check the minimum among this by 1 and a of I, that is a of 1, that is 30. So which is minimum? 2 is minimum or 30 is minimum? So 2 is minimum. So we will write here 2. Okay. So now we will calculate cell 1. So how to calculate cell 1? So maximum of this cell 1 and 30 minus 2, that is a of 1 minus this by 1. So our previous cell 1 was 2 and this 30 minus 2. So 30 minus 2 equals to 28. So which is maximum? 28 is maximum. So here will be 28. Okay. So now we will calculate by 2. So how to calculate by 2? So minimum of this 0 and 30 minus 28. Okay. So 30 minus 28 is equals to 2. So which is minimum? 0 is minimum. So we'll write here 0. Okay. Now we calculate cell 2. So how to calculate cell 2? Maximum of this cell 2 and a of I minus by 2. So our previous cell 2 was 2. So this is our previous cell 2. So here will be 2 and a of I minus by 2. That is 30 minus 0. That is 30. Okay. So which is maximum? 2 or 30? So 30 is maximum. So here will be 30. Okay. So this is for I equals to 1. Now we'll check for I equals to 2. So I will be increased and now we'll check I equals to 2. So our by 1 will be minimum of this 2 and this 15. So which is minimum? 2 or 15? So 2 is minimum. So here will be 2. Now we'll check cell 1. That is the maximum, this 28 and 15 minus 2. So 28 and 15 minus 2, which is 13. So which is maximum? 28 is maximum. So we'll write here 28. Okay. Now we'll check by 2. So the minimum of 0 and 15 minus 28, that is minus 13. Okay. So which is minimum? Minus 13 is minimum. So we'll write here minus 13. Now we'll check cell 2. Okay. So here will be maximum of this 30 and 15 minus 13. So maximum of this 30 and 15 minus 13, that is 28. So which is maximum? 28 or 30? So 30 is maximum. So here will be 30. Okay. So next we will check for I equals to 0, 1, 2 and 3. So for I equals to 3. Okay. So first we will calculate by 1. So which is minimum? 2 or 10? Which is minimum? So 2 is minimum. Okay. So we will write here 2. Next we will check cell 1. Which is maximum? This 28 is maximum or this 10 minus 2, which is 8. 8 is maximum. So between these two, 28 is maximum. So we will write here 28. Okay, now we'll check y2. So which is minimum? This minus 13 is minimum, or 10 minus 28, that is minus 18, that is minus 18. So which is minimum? So between these two, minus 18 is minimum. So here we'll write minus 18. So now we'll check cell 2. So to check cell 2, which is maximum, 30 or 10 minus minus 18. So 10 minus of minus 18, that is 10 plus 18, that is 28. So which is maximum, 30 or 28? So 30 is maximum. So we'll write here 30. Okay, so next our I value will be increased and we'll come to here, that is this 8. Okay, so now we'll check the minimum between these 2 and this 8. Okay, so which is minimum between these 2 and 8? So for y1 you can see 2 is minimum. Okay, so for cell 1 we'll check which is maximum between this 28 and 8 minus 2, that is 6. So which is maximum between this 28 and 6? So 28 is maximum. So we'll write here 28. Okay. So for y2 we'll check which is minimum between this minus 18 and 8 minus 28. So minus 18 and 8 minus 28. So 8 minus 28 equals to minus 20. So between these two, that is minus 18 and minus 20, which is minimum? So minus 20 is minimum. So we'll write here minus 20. So for this cell 2 we'll check which is maximum between this 30, that is this 30. So between this 30 and 8 minus minus 20. So 8 minus minus 20, that is 8 plus 20, that is 28. So between this 30 and 28, which is maximum? 30 is maximum. So we'll write here 30. Now we'll increase the I value and our I value will be here, and this is 25. Now we'll check which is minimum, these 2 or this 25. So between these 2 and 25, 2 is minimum. So we'll write here 2. And for cell 1 we'll check this 28. That is this 28 and 25 minus 2. So 25 minus 2, that is 23. So which is maximum, 28 or 23? So 28 is maximum. So 28 will be here. And for y2 we'll check this minus 20, that is minus 20, and 25 minus 28, that is minus 3. So which is minimum, minus 20 or minus 3? So minus 20 is minimum. So we'll write here minus 20. Okay, so for cell 2 we'll check this 30, that is 30, and 25 minus minus 20. So 25 minus minus 20, that is 25 plus 20. So 25 plus 20 equals to 45. So which is maximum between this 30 and 45? So 45 is maximum. Okay, so we'll write here 45. So 30 will be removed. So next our I value will be increased and our I value will be here, that is in 80. So now we'll check for y1 which is minimum between this 2 and 80. So between this 2 and 80, 2 is minimum. So we'll write here 2. Now we'll check for cell 1 between this 28 and 80 minus 2. So 80 minus 2 is 78. So which is maximum, 28 or 78? So 78 is maximum. So we'll write here 78 and 28 will be removed. Now we'll check by 2. So which is minimum between this minus 20 and 80 minus 78. So 80 minus 78 equals to 2. So which is minimum, minus 20 or 2? So minus 20 is minimum. So we'll write here minus 20. Okay, so minus 20 will be here. And now finally we'll check the cell 2. So we'll check for 45, that is 45 and 80 minus minus 20. So 80 minus minus 20, that is 80 plus 20, that is 100. So you can see between this 45 and 100, 100 is maximum. Okay, so we'll write here 100, that is our final sell to value is 100. And now we'll increase the I value, that is I value will be 7. So now we'll check if I is less than n, that is 7 is less than 7. So this is false, so the for loop will be terminated. Okay, so using this for formula, we can easily calculate these values. Okay, so after go outside of this for loop, we'll return this cell 2 because this is our final cell 2 value. Okay, so go outside of this for loop and write here return cell 2. Okay, so the final cell 2 will be our result. So this is 100 and here you can see our output is 100. So we'll return here cell 2. So this is very simple problem, but the main thing is the calculation. Okay, so if you are strong in calculation, then you can easily calculate this. Okay, so hope you understand this question, and I have tried to explain you in a very simple way. Okay, so if you like the way how I am explaining you, then please comment below and like the video. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel. Okay, so now we'll write the code. So our code will be very simple. So here you can see our input was an array and an integer, and our output is an integer. Okay, so first of all we'll write the basic format of the C++, that is has include bits standard C++ dot h using namespace standard. Okay, first write the main function, and inside this main function there will be an array and an integer. So write an array, and the name of the array is price. Okay, and the elements of the array is here. So we'll copy it from here. It's 2, 30, 15, 10, 8, 25 and 80. Okay, so just paste it here and give a comma after each element. Okay, so number of elements is 7, so n equals to 7. So now we'll write a function to calculate this. So suppose the name of the function is MaxProfit. Okay, so inside this pass this 2, that is price array, and the size of the array, that is n. Okay, so before this main function we'll write the same function again, and our return type will be integer because it will return an integer value. So write here int and then MaxProfit, and inside this write the same array. Suppose our name of the array is a. Okay, and write here int n. Now we'll check a condition, that is if n equals to 0, that is if there are no elements present inside this array, then we'll return -1. So if n equals to 0, then we'll return -1. Okay, and in our question there was another condition, that if n is less than 2, so if the size of the array is less than 2, then we'll return 0. Okay, now we'll write a for loop. So for int I equals to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus. Okay, so inside this for loop we'll write these formulas, that is these 4 formulas, that is y1, cell1, by2 and cell2. Okay, so just copy it from here and paste it here, and after every statement give a semicolon. Okay, and finally you have to return cell2. Okay, so go outside of this for loop and return cell2. So this will return the final result. But one thing we have not done here, that is we have not initialized this 4, that is by1, cell1, by2 and cell2. So let's declare this for integer and initialize it. Okay, so int by1 equals to a of 0. So we will initialize it with the first element of the array. Similarly, we will write int cell1 equals to a of 0, int y2 equals to a of 0, and int cell2 equals to a of 0. So we have done it, and we have give the input array and n equals to 7, and finally we want to print the result. So for that, right here cout. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, perfect, output 100. So our output was 100. So in this way we can calculate the final output. Okay, so hope you understand this question and enjoyed this whole video, and if you find this video helpful, then please like the video and share it with your friends. And if you have any question or queries regarding this question, then please comment below. So thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care.